हेलो फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम टू माय चैनल। आज के इस वीडियो में हम क्लास 7th के साइंस चैप्टर 10th इलेक्ट्रिक करंट एंड इट्स इफेक्ट्स पढ़ेंगे। आपने क्लास 6 के चैप्टर 9 में एक गेम खेला था जो आपका हाथ कितना स्थिर है उसके बारे में था। यदि नहीं तो आप इसे करके देखिए। बूझो और पहीले ने भी क्लास 6 में सुझाए अनुसार खेल के लिए एक विद्युत परिपथ संयोजित किया था। उन्होंने अपने परिवार और दोस्तों के साथ ये परीक्षण करके काफ़ी मनोरंजन किया था। उन्हें इस खेल में इतना आनंद आया कि उन्होंने ये निश्चय किया कि वे दूसरे शहर में रहने वाले उनके भाई को इस खेल को खेलने का सुझाव देंगे। और फिर पहेली ने एक अच्छा सा चित्र बनाया और उसमें ये दर्शाया कि विविध विद्युत अवयवों को कैसे संयोजित किया जाना है। क्या आप ये परिपथ आसानी से खींच सकते हैं? इससे बूझो ने ये जानना चाहा कि क्या इन विद्युत अवयवों को निरूपित करने का कोई आसान उपाय है। सिंबल्स ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिक कंपोनेंट्स। कुछ सामान्य विद्युत अवयवों को प्रतीकों द्वारा निरूपित किया जा सकता है। कुछ विद्युत अवयवों और उनके प्रतीक यहाँ दर्शाए गए हैं। आपको अलग अवयवों और उनके पुस्तकों में इन अवयवों के अलग अलग प्रतीक देखने को मिल सकते हैं। इस बुक में हम यहाँ पर दर्शाए गए प्रतीकों का ही उपयोग करेंगे। इन प्रतीकों को ध्यान से देखिए। विद्युत सेल के प्रतीक पर ध्यान दीजिए। इसमें एक लंबी रेखा और दूसरी छोटी लेकिन मोटी समांतर रेखा है। क्या आपको याद है कि विद्युत सेल में एक पॉजिटिव टर्मिनल और एक नेगेटिव टर्मिनल होता है? विद्युत सेल के प्रतीक में लंबी रेखा पॉजिटिव टर्मिनल को और छोटी और मोटी रेखा नेगेटिव टर्मिनल को निरूपित करती है, रिप्रेजेंट करती है। स्विच के लिए ऑन स्थिति और ऑफ स्थिति फिगर में जैसे दिखाया गया है प्रतीकों के अनुसार निरूपित की जाती है। परिपथ के विविध अवयवों को संयोजित करने में उपयोग होने वाली संयोजक तार रेखाओं द्वारा निरूपित किए जाते हैं। In table 10.1, a battery and its symbol are also shown. Do you know what a battery is? बैटरी के प्रतीक को ध्यान से देखिए। क्या अब आप बता सकते हैं कि बैटरी क्या हो सकती है? कुछ एक्टिविटी के लिए हमें एक से अधिक सेलों की आवश्यकता होती है और हम इस फिगर को देख सकते हैं। जैसे इसमें दो या अधिक सेलों को एक साथ उपयोग करते हैं। ध्यान दीजिए कि एक सेल का पॉजिटिव टर्मिनल दूसरे सेल के नेगेटिव टर्मिनल से संयोजित किया जाता है। दो या अधिक सेलों के इस प्रकार के संयोजन को बैटरी कहते हैं। टॉर्च, ट्रांजिस्टर, रेडियो, खिलौने, टीवी रिमोट कंट्रोल जैसी कई युक्तियां में बैटरी उपयोग की जाती है। इनमें से कुछ युक्तियों में विद्युत सेलों के हमेशा ही, जैसे यहाँ चित्र में दिखाया गया है, एक के बाद दूसरे को नहीं रखा जाता है। कभी कभी सेलों को एक साथ दूसरे से सटा कर रखा जाता है। तब फिर सेलों के टर्मिनल को किस प्रकार संयोजित करते हैं? किसी भी युक्ति के बैटरी वाले खाने को ध्यान से देखिए और हमेशा इसमें एक मोटा तार या धातु की पत्ती होती है जो एक सेल के पॉजिटिव टर्मिनल को दूसरे सेल के नेगेटिव टर्मिनल से जोड़ती है। बैटरी के खानों में सेलों को सही ढंग से रखने के उद्देश्य से आपकी सहायता के लिए हमेशा इन पर पॉजिटिव प्लस और नेगेटिव माइनस ये साइन दिया जाता है। How can we connect the cells to prepare batteries for our activities? You may make a cell holder as shown in figure 10.4 using a wooden block, 2 iron strips and rubber bands. It is necessary that the rubber bands hold the metal strips tightly. You could also buy cell holders from the market for making batteries of two or more electric cells. Place the cells in them properly such that the positive terminal of one cell is connected to the negative terminal of the next cell. Connect a piece of wire each to the two metal clips on the cell holder as shown figure. Your battery is ready for use. The symbol used for representing a battery is shown in table 10.1. Let us now draw a circuit diagram of an electric circuit using symbols shown in table 10.1. Activity first. Make the electric circuit shown in figure. You used a similar circuit in class 6 to make an electric bulb glow. Do you remember that the bulb glows only when the switch is in the on position? The bulb glows as soon as the switch is moved to the on position. Copy this electric circuit in your notebook. Make also a circuit diagram of this circuit using symbols for the various electric components. Is your diagram similar to the ones shown in figure? It is much easier to draw a circuit diagram using symbols. Therefore, we generally represent an electric circuit by its circuit diagram. Figure show another circuit diagram. Is it identical to the circuit diagram shown in figure 10.8? In which way is it different? Would the bulb glow in this electric circuit? Recall that the bulb glows only when the switch is in the on position and the electric circuit is closed. Paheli and Bujo wonder whether the batteries used in tractors, trucks, and inverters are also made from cells. Then why is it called a battery? Can you help them to find the answer to this question? Notice that the key or switch can be placed anywhere in the circuit. When the switch is in the on position, the circuit from the positive terminal of the battery to the negative terminal is complete. The circuit is then said to be closed and the current flows throughout the circuit instantly. When the switch is in the off position, the circuit is incomplete. It is said to be open, no current flows through any part of the circuit. In the bulb, there is a thin wire called the filament which glows when an electric current passes through it. When the bulb gets fused, its filament is broken. Caution: never touch a lighted electric bulb connected to the mains. It may be very hot and your hand may get burnt badly. Do not experiment with the electric supply from the mains or a generator or an inverter. You may get an electric shock, which may be dangerous. Use only electric cells for all the activities suggested here. If the filament of the bulb is broken, would the circuit be complete? Would the bulb still glow? You might have noticed that a glowing electric bulb become warm. Do you know why? Heating effect of electric current. Activity second. Take an electric cell, a bulb, a switch and connecting wires. Make an electric circuit as shown in figure. This activity has to be done using only one cell. Keep the switch in the off position. Does the bulb glow? Touch the bulb. Now move the electric switch to the on position and let the bulb glow for a minute or so. Again touch the bulb. Do you feel any difference? After moving the switch back to the off position, touch the bulb again. Activity third. Make a circuit as shown in figure 10.10. Take about 10 cm long piece of nichrome wire and tie it between the nails. You can get nichrome wire from an electric repair shop or you can use a piece of discarded coil of an electric heater. Touch the wire. Now switch on the current in the circuit by moving the switch to the on position. After a second, touch the wire. Do not hold it for a long time. Switch off the current. Touch the wire again after a few minutes. Caution: do not keep the switch in the on position for a long time, otherwise the cell may become weak very quickly. The wire gets hot when an electric current passes through it. This is the heating effect of the electric current. Can you think of any electric appliance where the heating effect of the electric current is used? Make a list of such appliances. You might have seen an electric room heater or an electric heater used for cooking. All these contain a coil of wire. This coil of wire is called an element. You may have noticed that when these appliances are switched on after, Bujo could not see element in an electric iron, but he told him that electric appliances such as immersion heaters, hot plates, irons, geysers, electric kettles, hair dryers have elements inside them. Have you ever seen the element in any appliance? Connecting to the electric supply, their elements become red hot and give out heat. The amount of heat produced in a wire depends on its material, length, and thickness. Thus, for different requirements, the wires of different materials and different lengths and thicknesses are used. The wires used for making electric circuits do not normally become hot. On the other hand, the elements of some electric appliances become so hot that they are easily visible. The filament of, see here, glowing filament of an electric bulb. प्रकाश उत्पन्न करने के लिए तापदीप्त बल्बों का हमेशा उपयोग होता है, लेकिन ये ऊष्मा भी देता है। इसका अर्थ ये है कि प्रयुक्त विद्युत का एक भाग ऊष्मा उत्पन्न करने में व्यय होता है। ये वांछनीय नहीं है क्योंकि इसमें विद्युत की क्षति होती है। फ्लोरोसेंट ट्यूबलाइट और CFLs इनसे बेहतर दक्ष प्रकाश स्रोत हैं। आजकल प्रकाश उत्सर्जक डायोड LED बल्बों का उपयोग बढ़ रहा है। एक निश्चित तीव्रता का प्रकाश उत्पन्न करने के लिए तापदीप्त बल्बों और प्रतिदीप्त नलिकाओं, सहज प्रतिदीप्त लैंपों की तुलना में LED बल्ब विद्युत का कम उपयोग करते हैं। इस प्रकार LED बल्ब बहुत ही विद्युत दक्ष हैं और इसीलिए इन्हें प्राथमिकता दी जा रही है। ऐसे विद्युत साधित्र और गैजेट को प्रयोग करने की सलाह दी जाती है जो विद्युत दक्ष हो। भारतीय मानक ब्यूरो नई दिल्ली उत्पादकों को मानक चिन्ह प्रदान करता है जिसे मार्क कहते हैं, जो कि उत्पादों पर दिए गए विनिर्देशों की अनुरूपता का आश्वासन देता है। नोट: fluorescent tubes and CFLs contain mercury vapor, toxic in nature. Therefore, damaged fluorescent tubes or CFLs need to be disposed of safely. Activity 4th. Make the circuit we used for activity 3rd again. However, replace the cell with a battery of 4 cells. Also, in place of nichrome wire, tie a thin strand of steel wool. The steel wool is commonly used for cleaning utensils and is available in grocery shops. If there are any fans in the room, switch them off. Now pass the current through the circuit for some time. Observe the strand of steel wool carefully. Note: What happens? Does the strand of steel wool melt and break? Wires made from some special materials melt quickly and break when large electric currents are passed through them. These wires are used for making electric fuses. In all buildings, fuses are inserted in all electric circuits. There is a maximum limit on the currents which can safely flow through a circuit. If by accident the current exceeds this safe limits the wires. Cautions: never try to investigate an electric fuse connected to main circuit on your own. You may, however, visit an electric repair shop and compare the burnt out fuses with the new ones. One reason for excessive currents in electrical circuits is the direct touching of wires. This may happen if the insulation on the wires has come off due to wear and tear. This may cause a short circuit. Another reason for excessive current can be the connection of many devices to a single socket. This may cause overload in the circuit. You might have read reports in newspapers about fires caused by short circuits and overloads. May become overheated and may cause fire. If a proper fuse is there in the circuit, it will blow off and break the circuit. A fuse is thus a safety device. These days, miniature circuit breakers (MCB) are increasingly being used in place of fuses. These are switches which automatically turn off when current in a circuit exceeds the safe limit. You turn them on and the circuit is once again complete. Look for ISC mark on MCB also. Magnetic effects of electric current. Activity 5. Take the cardboard tray from inside a discarded matchbox. Wrap an electric wire a few times around the cardboard tray. Place a small compass needle inside it. Now connect the free ends of this wire to an electric cell through a switch as shown in figure. See here, effect of current on a compass needle. Note the direction in which the compass needle is pointing. Bring a bar magnet near the compass needle. Observe what happens. Now while watching the compass needle carefully, move the switch to the on position. What do you observe? Does the compass needle deflect? Move the switch back to the off position. Does the compass needle come back to its initial position? Repeat the experiment a few times. What does this experiment indicate? We know that the needle of a compass is a teeny magnet which points in north-south direction. When we bring a magnet close to it, the needle gets deflected. We have also seen that compass needle gets deflected when the current flows in a nearby wire. Can you connect the two observations? When the current flows through a wire, does the wire behave like a magnet? This is what a scientist called Hans Christian Ørsted also wondered. He was the first person who noticed the deflection of compass needle every time the current was passed through the wire. So when electric current passes through a wire, it behaves like a magnet. This is the magnetic effect of the electric current. In fact, an electric current can be used to make magnets. Do you find it too surprising? Let us try it out. Electromagnet. Activity 6. Take around 75 cm long piece of insulated plastic or cloth covered or enameled flexible wire and an iron nail, say about 6 to 10 cm long. Wind the wire tightly around the nail in the form of a coil. Connect the free ends of the wire to the terminals of a cell through a switch as shown in figure. Place some pins on or near the end of the nail. Now switch on the current. What happens? Do the pins cling to the tip of the nail? Switch off the current. Are the pins still clinging to the ends of the nail? The coil in the above activity behaves like a magnet when electric current flows through it. When the electric current is switched off, the coil generally loses its magnetism. Such coils are called electromagnets. The electromagnets can be made very strong and can lift very heavy loads. Do you remember the crane about which you read in chapter 10th of class 6th? The end of such a crane has a strong electromagnet attached to it. The electromagnets are also used to separate magnetic material from the junk. Doctor used tiny electromagnets to take out small pieces of magnetic material that have accidentally fallen in the eye. Many toys also have electromagnets inside them. Electric bell यानी कि विद्युत घंटी. We are quite familiar with an electric bell. It has an electromagnet in it. Let us see how it's work. Figure shows the circuit of an electric bell. It consists of a coil of wire wound on an iron piece. The coil acts as an electromagnet. An iron strip with a hammer at one end is kept close to the electromagnet. There is a contact screw near the iron strip. When the iron strip is in contact with the screw, the current flows through the coil, which becomes an electromagnet. It then pulls the iron strip. In the process, the hammer at the end of the strip strikes the gong of the bell to produce the sound. However, when the electromagnet pulls the iron strip, it also breaks the circuit. The current through the coil stops flowing. Will the coil remain all electromagnet? The coil is no longer an electromagnet. It no longer attracts the iron strip. The iron strip comes back to its original position and touches the contact screw again. That completes the circuit. The current flows in the coil and the hammer strikes the gong again. This process is repeated in quick succession. The hammer strikes the gong every time the circuit is completed. This is how the bell rings.